Welcome to the 1994 British International Treffen. This year the Treffen comes from the Norfolk County Showground, just outside of Norwich, the capital of East Anglia. Months of hard work and organisation have culminated together, bringing you a 5-day event which promises to be action-packed from start to end. Not only does the British Treffen attract members from the United Kingdom, but also wingers from all over Europe. GWEF, or the Goldwing European Federation, is represented by 16 countries and has been in existence for over 10 years. This organisation represents over 10,000 Goldwing owners and serves as an international network to promote understanding between member clubs, their members and the general public. It also serves to bring Goldwing riders together in friendship. Situated in the heart of eastern England, Norfolk has much to offer the visitor. The county is probably best known for the Broads and the seaside resorts of Great Yarmouth, Cromer and Hunstanton. But the coast and the Broads are only part of the picture. Gently rolling countryside forms a pleasant setting for the many attractive market towns and small villages linked by peaceful country lanes. Over this 5-day event, we'll be following many of the wingers touring parts of this wonderful countryside. As more and more wingers arrive on site to a reception of sunshine and smiles, it's perhaps worth reflecting on the fact that just 14 years ago, the first international Treffen was held at Alta in Belgium over the Easter weekend of 1980. 24 riders, including Harry Ward, participated in the event. Encouraged and impressed by what he saw, Harry decided to form the Goldwing Owners Club of Great Britain. And with the help of Rudy Gerrel, the secretary of the Goldwing Motor Club Belgium, and a group of 37 wingers, the inaugural meeting was held on the 17th of May 1980. There are now 34 regions covering all parts of the British Isles, and meetings are held on a weekly or monthly basis. The smallest regions are the Alpine region with 3 memberships, the Channel Islands with 8, and the White Wings with 12. The largest region is Yorkshire. There are 1,928 memberships in the Goldwing Owners Club of Great Britain, and as of today's date, 3,259 members.
We're waiting. We've had all the jokes. I'm waiting.
One of the first jobs for all wingers when they arrive is to sign on at inscription. Over the first 2 days of any Treffen, the inscription area proves to be a hive of activity, with wingers wanting to know about events, runs and any forthcoming points of interest. Although some of the wingers prefer to sit and watch from the comfort of a sidecar. After signing in at inscription, for many wingers, it's time for re-establishing friendships and discussing bikes. For others, the hard work has just begun. As the backlog of bikes builds up on the showground, it's now time to see how some of the wingers are settling into Anglia camping life.
done.
True love is.
The number plate is on this one.
Back at Inscription, the hard work continues well into the night. Many of the wingers will be arriving during the early hours, and for those volunteers, it could prove to be a long night. Whatever time they arrive, though, there's always a warm welcome. After a good night under the stars, you may be surprised to hear that one of the first jobs is to put the kettle on. The second, of course, is a full Monty fry-up.
Ah! Cool then, was it? This is the life.
Good morning. Would you like to buy a bike cover?
Camera go. Come on. It's alright, Jackie, we're eating. Again? Yeah, my favourite pastime. I get you. Very good.
And the where's one? I'll actually outpay you.
Not in.
See this guy on the corner?
Not me. I was on it last year.
Oh yeah. You had your hair cut,
Sydney
didn't you?
is the chief instructor of the Surrey Region Horizontal Honda Club. known for his daring do's on roundabouts, mainly horizontally. It's the first Treffen he's got to, but he hasn't fallen off the bloody thing.
You're painting a very black picture of me, you know that, don't you?
But is it true, Sid?
True.
All lies.
No, it's
All
not.
lies.
Not really. It's not really on. He's just, he's pointing his fluffy thing at me.
Is this the way to the shower?
So interested on video. Yeah.
Well, here we are at the Norfolk County Showground in Cossey, just outside Norwich. It's 1994 and it's the 14th British International Goldwing Treffen. We're looking forward to it, the weather's great, we want a bit of the action and we're raring to go.
One of the most scenic and interesting runs organised by Broadlands Wings this year takes us to Sandringham, home of Her Majesty the Queen.
Now, the house itself is over that road we came in. The entrance is just a walk that way, about 50 yards, turn right and there's a kiosk.
That's all right. I prefer a Goldwing.
The private country retreat of Her Majesty the Queen is at the heart of this beautiful estate, which has been owned by 4 generations of monarchs. "60 acres of glorious grounds offer beauty and colour throughout the season, with a rich variety of flowers, shrubs and trees. A grand and imposing building where all the main rooms used by the royal family when in residence are open to the public, Sandringham House has the warmth and charm of a well-loved family home. Informally planted round lawns and lakes provide a multitude of many tranquil views. As you can see, many of the wingers seem to be enjoying this superb location.
There's a hond met een hazenlip. Wat hoor ik? Wat hoor ik? Wat hoor ik?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are in the car park at Sandringham. I am in charge of looking after all the Goldwings. We are expecting the Queen to come any minute now for a ride on one of them. If not, maybe Prince Charles will come with Diane.
Well, it sounds like the Goldwings are looking after themselves quite nicely, even though Charles and Diana won't be putting in an appearance at this year's Treffen. Having taken in all the superb sights Sandringham has to offer, it's time to saddle up for the 25-mile ride back to the showground, in readiness for the evening's festivities.
Right, good evening. Welcome to the British Treffen 1994 at Norwich. We hope you're going to have a good weekend. And I've just been told by inscription we're nearly to the 1,000 mark now, which is quite incredible. And I think we're going to break the 1,100 barrier this week. For those who don't know who I am, I'm Andy Catlett, the Treffen coordinator. Some of you love me, some of you hate me, but I don't care. This is your weekend. We're here to work for you, and we will. I want to introduce you to a guy who's been very, very helpful to our club, and especially to the Treffen organisation. His name is Jeff Skipper, and he is the director of the Norwich Tourism Agency. So will you put your hands together for Jeff Skipper, please?
Can you hear me? Okay. Get closer. First of all, welcome to Norwich. Bienvenue à Norwich. Bienvenido a Norwich. Willkommen in Norwich. Welcome in Norwich. Benvenuto a Norwich. And if we have any Japanese here, Yakuzo Norwich A. Fine. I'm not going to keep you very long, and I'd like to make a small presentation to the Goldwing Owners Club of Great Britain, to their Treffen, through Andy. And we always do this. This is a special book, Andy, on Norwich. And even more special for Norwich this year, it's its 800th anniversary as a self-governing city, and to commemorate that we've had lots of events going on. And this is one of those which we've brought into the 800 event, and I would like to thank you for the duck race, which is very important on Sunday, and I know there are ducks and t-shirts still to be sold. I'm sure people will keep mentioning this. Speak to Tim Salas, look behind you. Tom Solis, I'm sorry, Tim. But I would like to just hand over this silver paperweight to Andy, which is the official Lord Mayor's Norwich 800 presentation. Thank you. The last thing, and I know you want to get on with the evening, is I'll try and do this in a few languages, but I'm not that good. Enjoy yourselves, amusez-vous bien, que lo paso bien, viel spas, buono divertimento, and if there are any Japanese here, dozio otanashami kudasai. Thanks very much. Let the party begin.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Skipper. Now we're getting the biker's gear on. Right, he's ready to bike now.
I drove my tractor through the race like last night. I threw my wings forward and turned out to be the one. Now sorry to me, and you're on me. Come on now, darling, you got something I need. I got a new company, logging to the key. Come on now, let's get together, perfect harmony. I got 20 acres, and you got 43. Well, I got a brand new combiner, logging to the key. She made I laugh, I'll stick by you, I'll give you all that you need. We have two troubles, I'm a man over speed. And you are your darling, so give me your hand. Oh, how you wants the most is on your acre of land. Well, I got a brand new combiner, now into the gate. Come on now, let's get together in perfect harmony. I got 20 acres, and you got 43. Well, I got a brand new combiner, now into the gate. Who loves you, baby? where we drank couple at that Casper's dance. I wore brand new gaiters and me party right pants. And you knew Sunday dress with perfume smelling grand. We had our folders stuck and lots of in hand. Well, I got a brand new combiner, now in beauty. Now that we're both past it's the thing that you mean. Should stop this gallivanting, and will you marry me? Oh, I got a brand new combiner, now in beauty. Ah, you're a funny looking woman, I can't wait to get me into the land.
Well, there's not many Goldwings that can be used as combine harvesters. However, as technology advances, we may see a 2-litre fuel-injected wing within the next 2 years, perhaps. In the meantime, though, the most popular bike has to be the GL 1500, providing comfort, reliability, and above all, a riding experience second to none. Other favourites include the GL 1200, 1100, and 1000. All bikes are of immense popularity. One machine that has stirred up quite a large amount of interest this year is the trike. There are 6 trike owner members within the club, and we talked to just one of them.
Lovely bike. Well, actually, it's a trike. Can you explain the difference to me? Obviously, apart from 3 wheels.
Well, I think that is the only difference, really, is in that we've got the kit and converted it. It's a Escort back axle, cut down, and brought in from Texas. As far as I know, it's the only one in the UK of this type.
But why change it over? Is it safer? Is there more stability?
Because I couldn't ride a wing any other way, because last June we fell down on 45 gallons of diesel and smashed the back end.
A good enough reason.
Yes.
So you say it's the only one of its kind in the country. I've seen other trikes.
They're different kits. This is narrower, shorter. It's more in keeping with the 15 than any of the other kits. It's kept the 1500 lines, whereas the others have taken different ways of putting them together.
And you drove it here yourself, because I noticed a lot of people driving, the woman riding behind. What's your fascination with bikes? How long have you been interested in bikes?
I was first driving bikes in 1968 and then didn't drive until 1993 when I got my full licence. And then we had the accident, so I waited and got this on the road, and here I am. It's the only way I could ever drive a wing because I'm too short. I could never hold one up and they're far too heavy.
So I see you're polishing your bike up.
Yes, first time for years.
Why have you decided to do it now that you're at the Treffen? You've seen others out sparkling your bike.
Yes, that's it. And I don't get time when I'm at home here. I've got plenty of time.
Must take quite a while to sort of get around all the chrome.
Oh, it's too big a job. Yes, too much chrome. You just keep buying it and then you don't realise you've got to keep polishing it.
How long would it take you to sort of shine the whole bike?
Oh, all day.
All day?
All day, spend on it, yeah.
But you're not going to spend all day doing that, are you?
No, the bar's open soon. That's where I should be.
This is something different. What made you decide to change the look completely like this?
My girlfriend had the idea, but I was in for something else. It's my hobby to repair bikes who are broken and crashed, and I fixed this one, but it needed a paint job. And then my girlfriend said, yeah, do something else with it. And then we decided to do this. And my next object is going to be one in neon colors, in bright pink, bright green. But that's the next one for the winter.
Was there quite a lot of work involved in this then?
4 weeks of work. First I had to repair it, to have it rideable again, because it was an accident bike I bought in Germany. And when it was fixed, then I had to take it apart and prepare the bike for painting and everything. And a friend of mine did the paint job. He's a professional painter, and it took about 4 weeks.
Right. Do you ever get mistaken for army personnel then?
Yes, I just came back from France, and on a parking place near the highway, the French army stopped, and they saw the bike, and they thought it was Dutch army. And they said, wow, what a bike for the Dutch army. But Then I explain what happened, and then. But it's nice.
It's good.
A lot of looks.
All right. So when do you think you'll start work on your neon bike?
Probably in about 4 or 5 weeks. After Luxembourg, I got some more time, I hope. And yesterday I called my mother back in Holland, and she said the other bike I have, also an accident bike, arrived yesterday from America. And that's the one I'm going to work on in 4 or 5 weeks, I think. It's going to take a lot of work again. It's got a complete front end damage, and it's going to be a lot of work. But
4 or 5 weeks work again?
no, probably a whole winter, I think. Yeah, but plenty of time.
Hi, I had to come over and speak to you because your bike really stands out. You must know that. Why red?
Why red? The reason it's red is because the previous owner really wanted a red bike, and when it got slightly damaged, when it fell over, it was taken to pieces, and instead of respraying it the original colour, which was a beige, he sprayed it red. And when I was looking for a bike, I was looking for a blue one, but when I saw this, I just couldn't say no.
So I hear you've been dubbed the fire engine.
Yes, there are several members in our club called Ken, so I'm Fire Engine Ken.
Is this your first Goldwing? Or?
No, I had 1100 for about 9 years. In fact, we were campers on Goldwings for 2 years before we even heard of the Goldwing Club. And then we joined the Goldwing Club, and we've not looked back.
Brilliant. And you like this one better, do you?
This is certainly the best bike I've ever owned. It's certainly the most comfortable, and at the moment it's the only one of its colour in England on the 21st of August.
Here we are, still at the 1994 Treffen, and 900 people have shown up already, all with one thing in common, and that's the Honda Goldwing. Right, so you've just come into the Treffen just for the day to have a look around.
That's right.
What do you think so far?
Well, the machines are magnificent, aren't they?
Wouldn't tempt you to buy one, would it?
Oh, yes, indeed.
Seriously?
Well, not seriously, no. My motorcycling days are long gone, but I can appreciate the pleasure of using one of these.
So you say your motorcycling days are gone. Presumably you've had a bike in the past, have you?
Well, I've still got one laid up at home, but that's not this class of thing at all.
They're sheer comfort, aren't they?
Well,
These are, yes.
We've never ridden on one of these, but we enjoyed our bike when we had it.
What kind of bike have you driven?
AJS, as I used to drive, 500 AJs. Just after the war, they were good machines then. But,
not as comfortable as these, I imagine.
And what about all the different colours and everything? Are you quite taken with some of them?
Well, yes, I think they're marvellous. Particularly the decoration some of the lads have got on is really fantastic.
One of the more unusual attractions at this year's Treffen is the Yorkshire Goldwings display team. Ex-military police motorcyclist Jeff Ganchuk had long thought that a display of moving bikes would offer something a bit more interesting than a static Goldwing. Jeff announced the idea at a Yorkshire Wings meeting and found 8 volunteers to try out this new idea. Each element to the display is first learnt on foot before moving on to the Goldwing. This is the first public display the team have given, and they've only had 8 hours of training. Jeff hopes to expand the training course where riders can learn to handle a Goldwing and have fun whilst also mounting displays and learning to be part of a team. One of the more tranquil settings visited at this year's Treffen was the Bressingham Steam Museum, just outside of Diss. First-time visitors to Bressingham might well think what an unusual combination. Gardens and steam engines. But it's a popular combination, with over 2 million visitors since the Steam Museum became fully established in 1968. The focal point of Bressingham is the Gallopers Steam Roundabout. Many of the visiting wingers, young and old, seem to be enjoying this ride, which was built in 1897. It's perhaps hard to believe that from some of the fine examples of engines displayed here, that the modern engine of today has evolved. With that thought in mind, it's back in the saddle, heading towards Norwich.
Steve, you're from Wings of Steel. Can you tell us what you've got on display here?
As you can see from the boards, we do a range for 11s, 12s and 1500s. Everything is made out of stainless steel. The advantage with stainless steel is that it doesn't go rusty. You won't have to have it re-chromed as you would if you buy chrome stuff. And the other thing is, as you can see from that board over there, you can engrave on top of it. You can't do this with chrome because it will just go rusty. Whilst we're here, we have Dean's doing engraving now. We also do screen engraving and the wind deflector engravings. And all at hopefully a price that your average Goldwinger can afford.
We're the leading custom accessories and Goldwing accessories in the north of England. We have a wide range of accessories. We sell plenty of Goldwings. We have a Top Gear clothing department. Also, we sell jet skis. We sell ATVs. We sell a full range. We have a shop in Leeds as well. We have one in Huddersfield. We have another car shop in Keighley. And we have a Top Gear service centre as well, 5-star service centre as well.
Well, Freewheel make a range of trailers, from the small shuttle trailer, which is over there, up to the international trailer, and we now do a camping trailer as well, which converts into a 2-berth tent with a fly sheet on top.
Right, do you specialise in any particular size or variety?
No, we cover the whole range. I mean, we fit trailers onto bikes from 250cc up to the proverbial 1500 Goldwing. A large percentage of our customers are the Goldwings, but we also fitted them to all sorts of sports bikes and test them at 150 miles an hour, because some people do that speed with a trailer on.
Hi, I'm Eric, I'm from Custom Accessories. And we're based in Knutsford, Cheshire.
There's quite a range here, it's quite overwhelming really. What have you got on offer?
We're the largest dealer in accessories for the Goldwings. We cover from the early 1100s, the 1200s, and obviously the 1500 has the most stuff available. But we also deal in the bikes as well. Our name suggests that we only do accessories, where in fact we do new and used bikes. So we can supply a brand new bike, fully dressed, whatever the customer needs. Yeah.
ProSign offers sign writing of all types, from lettering and pinstriping to intricate graphics. We can accommodate most requests and provide a speedy turnaround on all work. ProSign, for all your sign writing needs. Give us a call on 081 773 4614 or write to 10 Queens Road, Wallington, Surrey, SM6 0AG.
So Ian, what have you got for sale today?
Basically, as you can see, what we're selling here is like a lot of chrome accessories for Goldwings, whether they be 1200s, 1500s, 1100s, in some cases GL1000s. We've also got quite a lot of genuine Honda parts over there, batteries, exhausts, speaker kits, genuine parts that people need for their bikes, just in case they've had a little mishap on the way here. We've got a lot of aftermarket clothing, just promoting Goldwing motifs and so on, t-shirts, jackets, as you can see. Basically, other than that, it's just anything Goldwing, really.
After riding around the Norfolk countryside all day, it's now time for a majority of the wingers to relax and enjoy the early evening of a midsummer Saturday in August.
We walked all that way down.
The entire seafront is a restricted parking area. So we ended up right back out the other side.
Can I ask you why you've come all this way just to polish your bike?
Why have I come all this way to polish my bike? Well, we're going out on a run tomorrow at the Great Yarmouth, so it's got to be clean, isn't it? So coming all this way, it gets dirty, so you've got to clean it again. So
you've got to keep on top of it, haven't you?
That's right, you've got to keep on top.
So how long is it going to take you to do the complete bike?
I don't know if I'll finish it today.
I think it's time for a pint, actually.
So you've all come with your parents, have you, to the Treffen today?
Yes.
What do you make of it all?
Oh, it's
Good fun looking at all the bikes?
There's a few Goldwings that I really like that have dragons, eagles, nice eagles.
Hi, welcome to the Treffen. I believe you've come all the way from Holland.
Yeah, that's right. We're from Holland. Well, all the way. It's not that far.
Well, a fair few hours journey. How long did it take you to get here?
Well, we've made a detour. That is, we've been in Britain for a couple of weeks already. Went over to Hull, out to the Lake District, up to Scotland, and after that we went to Ireland, toured through the Irish Treffen, and then we come up back to Holyhead. Rode through Wales, down to Oxford, and after that we came up here. And that's, in a nutshell, the story.
You're enjoying it, are you?
Yeah, very much. We've been lucky so far. So far, not much rain. Good. We've seen a lot, and yeah, we're enjoying it.
Well, this is Kent Wings just having their annual barbecue. There's about 70 of us here this year, and we just decided to get together and have a communal barbecue. So everybody joins in, jumps in, and helps along.
Don't have any firemen on standby?
Yes, we've actually got 3 of them here.
Oh, have you?
Yes, 2 retained and 2 full-time, so we're fully catered for now.
Excellent. So what else have you been doing all day?
Basically walking around the stores, like all the stores and everything like that, buying bits and pieces, putting them on bikes. There's a chap over there fitting some lights to the bikes and things like that. It's been a good weekend.
Expensive though, isn't it?
Yes and no. I wouldn't say it's that expensive. I mean, the weekend's a good weekend. £11 for camping from Thursday through till Sunday. Or Monday's a cheap weekend, really. It's only expensive when you start buying all the accessories.
Yeah.
But if you enjoy the bike, you add the accessories. It's wonderful.
Anyway, I better leave you to look after your sausages.
All right, thanks very much. Cheers. Bye.
I know. The nuts don't fit. The wrong bolt. Which way does this go? Goes on like that, see? That way. I think it goes this way.
I've just been told we have 1,064 wings on site inscribed. Which totally destroys the opposition. Right, I'm going to hand you over now to Trevor and Alex, who are going to do translations for us. And then we have Harry Ward, our president, and Harold Bayliss from Honda to present the awards. And after that, we have a charity cheque to be given out, which we'll be asking Fred Miller to do for us. So I'll hand you over to these 2 gentlemen now.
Right. We now start with the individual European awards. The first prize is for the longest distance male solo. The rider comes from Sweden, and it's Joachim Lindholm. 2,156 kilometers, 2,956 Kilometer.
Thank you very much for Sweden.
We now come to the longest distance female solo, and she comes from Deutschland, Brigitte Ledwig from Berlin. There's just one Well, it's not a problem. It's something to greatly appreciate. Birgitte didn't ride the distance herself. She shared it with Uwe, and she very fairly says that she doesn't deserve this prize. Therefore, the club is going to look through the records again and find the person that has earned this, and I think Birgitte earns a round of applause for this gesture. Okay, now we go on to the longest distance male combination. Again from Sweden, and it is Leif Lennartsson. The longest distance covered by a lady with a combination. She comes from Austria, Österreich, Susi Oberauch. We now come to the oldest participant at the British Treffen. In actual fact, I don't believe the name here, but we'll see about it later. He comes from Great Britain, and his name is Ken Byfleet.
And he is 73 years young.
We now come to the youngest rider, who comes from Great Britain, and his name is Stuart Thompson.
I thought he has gone to bed already.
We now come to the Guelph Nations Prizes, and there are a total of 12 countries represented, 13 with Great Britain. The third place goes to Holland. We now come to the second and the first places. Just to show how close it is, the points for the second place are 28,500. For the first place, 28,880. It's just a hairbreadth separating second and first. But we'll say who comes second. And in second place is Deutschland. And of course you're all trying hard to guess who came first. We now come to the final award, which is the Honda Challenge Trophy to the European club which has most Goldwings inscribed. and that is 76 Goldwings from one country.
En die komen uit België.
The cheque we're about to give Jane is what we've collected up to now, plus the duck race that will come in tomorrow. There will be another presentation because the charity will continue to the end of the year. But at the moment we have a marvellous cheque, and our treasurer, let's give Jane a surprise. Up to now, £5,000. Don't run away, Jane. Avon Wings, Richard from Avon Wings has got a little message he wants to give me. Richard, I believe you've got something you'd like to say.
And on behalf of Avon Wings, I present this cheque now, which is for £2,011.89. Thank you all, Avon Wingers. Thank you. I don't know.
Shake it, baby, now. Shake it up, baby. Twist and shout, twist and shout. Come on, come on, come on, come on, baby, now. Baby, come on, working on now. Working on now. Well, working on now. Working on now. You know you look so good. Look so good. You know you got me going now. Just like I knew you would. Like I knew you would. Shake it.
So one for you all to sing along to is called 8 Days a Week.
is, chaps. Come on, give us one last bow. Big man, give us one last bow, ladies and gentlemen. Go on up on stage, boys.
It's Sunday morning and the big day of the 1994 British International Treffen. With 1,066 people registering at inscription since Friday, today's run to Great Yarmouth and Norwich should prove to be a spectacular event. As hundreds of Goldwings converge into Great Yarmouth, it truly is a fantastic spectacle, not only for the general public, but also for the wingers. For many wingers, a trip to the seaside means food. And where better to enjoy the most famous of all British meals, fish and chips? But of course, by the seaside. As the Great Yarmouth and Norfolk Police prepare themselves for the ride back to Norwich, holidaymakers look impressed by these gleaming machines that have graced the town. So, back to Norwich for the duck race. Over the years, the Goldwing Owners Club of Great Britain has supported many charities, from the Guide Dogs for the Blind to the British Kidney Patients Association. This year, as you already know, the club is supporting the Meldreth Manor School in Hertfordshire. Monies raised from the duck race, about to start, will also go towards charity. Part of the money will be given to the Meldreth Manor School, and part to the Sheriff of Norwich chosen charity, the NSPCC. Before the race began, Geoffrey Skipper, Marketing Director of Norwich Tourism Agency, points out some of the rules.
There will be a time limit of 15 minutes, and the first duck that gets furthest in 15 minutes will be the winner. If that doesn't work, and they all go around in a big pool, then the sheriff will pull out with a net a duck, and that will be the winner, and the other 12. So it's a bit of a lottery, but the judge's decision will be final.
Over the weekend, wingers raised £800 to go towards the Sheriff's worthy cause.
Here's the first one.
Come on,
Well, the lucky wingers who take home with them £800 are Peter and Barbara Russell from Essex Wings. I wonder what they'll spend the money on. More chrome, perhaps. The national awards this year were presented by Fred Miller. European Winger of the Year went to Steve Blackburn. The M25 Breakdown Award to Mandy Knowles. The Stan Ching Sidecar Award was won by Janet Cross. And the Horst Gable Award to Bob Mark. On Monday, we finally tracked down two of the busiest men at the Treffen, Andy Cattrall and Ken Forster.
You see the fruits of your labour, as it were, paying off. There are, what, 1,100 people or 1,100 bikes have passed through the gates now. Was it all worthwhile?
I think it's worthwhile. What do you think, Ken?
Yes.
Apart from the one or two whingers.
Well, you always get one or two whingers, like, you know, which is nothing drastic. You always expect it when you take the job on anyway, you know, but the majority of people, they love it. They've been over to see us, they've thanked us, and, you know, it makes it worthwhile for us. We do it for the love of the club, basically, yeah. And it's really good. Enjoy it.
I think we get half a dozen people have a little whinge at us and have a go, and all I say to those people are, come and try helping us organise it one year, and then you'll see how hard it is. We like doing it. That wouldn't stop you, any member, come and try it yourself, because we're only as good as the team behind us.
That's right.
And I think we owe good thanks to all our inscription team, our security team, our hall manager and bar managers, our trade stand managers, and all the people who have really helped us. Because without those people, you know, we're nothing.
It just wouldn't run.
That's right.
It just wouldn't run. We tend to put things together, but, you know, without the people, the enthusiasm of the people who are helping you, it just wouldn't run at all, you know.
Well, without the people, this year's Treffen would have been nothing. Not only the volunteers who helped out over the 5 days, but also the wingers. Here's looking forward to next year's Treffen in Wales, and hope that it proves to be as much a success as this one. See ya.